my name is Katrina Stryker and I am currently a sophomore at Berry College studying elementary education as well as minoring in teaching English as a foreign language. Today I'm going to be teaching a very quick vocabulary lesson that deals a little bit with geographical terms as well as American Indian terms. What I did was I created an entire lesson that dealt with teaching students about the different United States regions and what American Indian tribes live in those regions. But today we're just going to be teaching the 5 key vocabulary words from that lesson, as well as taking a very quick assessment at the end of the lesson. So if you are a student, go ahead and just grab a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, whatever it is you want to use, and we'll get started. So what I would like you to do with your piece of paper is go ahead and write 2 words in 2 different columns. So the first word I want you to write down is vocabulary, and I will zoom in on that if you need it. And the second word that you will write down is definition. So you will have 2 columns, one that will say vocabulary, where you're going to put all of the terms that we're going to learn, and then definition, where you will put the definition of those terms that we are going to learn. So once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our first term, and if you need more time to copy that down or make your graph, you can pause this video and do that. So our first vocab word that we are going to learn today is region. And I want you to repeat after me once I say it so we can practice saying it. Region. Good. So a region is defined as a specific area that has common features. And I'm going to zoom in on that so that you can see that a little bit better. And if you need to pause the video to have time to write that down, please by all means do that. So the second term that we are going to learn today is American Indian. So repeat after me, American Indian. Good. Okay, so the definition for American Indian is a member of any of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. Now that is kind of a big definition, and I know most of you probably don't know what the word indigenous means, but don't worry, we will get to that. So an American Indian is somebody who is a member, they are a part of a specific group, an indigenous group, of people that live in the Western Hemisphere. So go ahead and write that down and pause it if you need more time. But if you don't, we're going to go ahead and move on to the third term. So the next term, like I kind of briefly mentioned before, is indigenous. I know a lot of you probably don't know what that word is, and it's kind of a big word, so go ahead and repeat after me. Indigenous. Indigenous. It's kind of a tricky word to say. So indigenous is ethnic groups who are the original or earliest known inhabitants of an area. So indigenous basically just means that they have lived in a specific place their whole lives. So for American Indians, typically their ancestors have lived there their whole lives, they have lived there their whole lives, and they have just never left. Indigenous, they're the original group. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the 4th term. So the 4th term is map. Just map. It's pretty easy to say. So a map is defined as a drawing that shows all or part of the Earth's surface. You guys have probably seen maps before, but here's the specific definition. So a map will typically show us places like where we can find different countries or states, rivers or lakes. More specifically, it can show us buildings and roads if we're trying to get to our best friend's house or wherever it is we're trying to go. Maps can show us the way. So if you need more time to write these down, you can pause the video, but we're going to move on to our 5th and final term for today. So our 5th term is compass rose. I love that word. I think that it is such a beautiful word. So go ahead and repeat after me. Compass rose. Good. Okay, so a compass rose is a circle that shows the cardinal directions printed on a map. So we just learned what the term map was, and now we're learning about compass rose, which is something that is on a map. So if you don't know what a compass rose looks like, if you've never seen it before, I have a picture. So this is a compass rose, and it has the 4 cardinal directions. So the 4 cardinal directions, you may have heard them before, but here they are: north, east, south, and west. So these show all the directions. So if something is up here, then it would be north. If something's over here, it would be east. If something is over there, it would be west. And if something's way down there, it would be south. Like Georgia is in the south. Or, a more technical term, Georgia is in the southern region of the United States. So I'm going to put a picture of a compass rose right there. And if you want to copy this picture down so you have that as a reference to know what a compass rose looks like, by all means, please do that. Okay, so if you need time to pause this video and finish writing these down, please do that. Having this sheet with the definitions on it is a really great reference sheet to be able to look back at these terms and remember what they mean. But once you have them all written down, we are going to go ahead and transition into a quick little assessment to just test how much you learned about these vocabulary words. So I'm going to go ahead and take all this down, clean off my wall, and if you guys would want to go ahead and get out a fresh sheet of paper, as well as put away the vocab sheet that you just made. I'm going to trust that you guys won't use it to just try to test the knowledge of what you just learned. So I'm going to go ahead and take these down. You go ahead and get a fresh sheet of paper, and we will meet back here in 1 second. Okay, we are back with a clean wall, ready to take our quick little assessment. Remember, this assessment is not actually for a grade, so you don't need to stress about it. It's just to test and see what you learned from that quick vocab lesson. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show the question and read through all the answers, and you will just put down what you think the answer is on your blank sheet of paper. Question 1. A region is A, a mountain, B, a place where you go on vacation, C, a specific area that has common features, or D, an area that has nothing in common. So go ahead and think about it. If you think you know the answer, go ahead and write down either A, B, C, or D next to question 1. Okay, question 2. An American Indian is a member of any of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. Is that statement A, true, or B, false? True means that it is correct, that this statement is right. False means that that statement is not right. So, an American Indian is a member of any of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. Is that true or false? Okay, moving on to question 3. Ethnic groups who are the original or earliest known inhabitants of an area are called A, settlers, B, the originals, C, the first people, or D, indigenous. So write down whether you think it is A, B, C, or D. Okay, if you need more time, you can always pause this video, but we are going to go ahead and move on to question 4. Question 4. What is a map? Is a map A, a drawing that shows all or part of the Earth's surface, B, something that shows you the cardinal directions, C, a fancy map, or D, a drawing that is used to help kids solve math problems? What do you think a map is? All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the 5th and final question. Okay. A compass rose is A, a beautiful flower, B, a circle that shows the cardinal directions on a map, C, a rose garden shaped like a compass, or D, a circle that shows the cardinal directions on a poster. What do you guys think it is? Okay, like I said, if you need more time, you can pause this video, look at the questions, but you should have 5 answers for the 5 questions, and your answer should either be A, B, C, or D for all 5. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to go over the answers for the questions to see how you guys did. I'm sure you all did great. So we're gonna go ahead and start with question 1. Question 1, a region is, So, a region is C, a specific area that has common features. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight C for you guys. And if you got it right, give yourself a nice check mark or a star. And if you got it wrong, go ahead and circle the right answer so that you know for the future. Okay, question 2. An American Indian is a member of any of the indigenous peoples of the Western Hemisphere. So this statement is A, true. Okay, so you guys are doing great. All right, number 3. Ethnic groups who are the original or earliest known inhabitants of an area are called, what do you guys think it is? So the answer to this question is D, indigenous. That was the big word that we learned that had to do with American Indians. All right, question 4. What is a map? So the answer to this question is, I hope you guys did not say that it was C, a fancy mop, because the correct answer is actually A, a drawing that shows all or part of the Earth's surface. All right, and our last question, number 5, a compass rose is. So a compass rose is B, a circle that shows the cardinal directions on a map. All right, so the answers you should have had for your 5 questions, we'll go over them real quickly. 1 should have been C, 2 was A, 3 was D, 4 was A, and 5 was B. All right, that concludes our very quick vocabulary lesson about geographical terms and American Indian terms. I hope you guys had fun and learned something new. I'm sure you guys all crushed the assessment at the end. It was such a pleasure getting to teach you guys for a few minutes, and I hope you all are staying safe and healthy during this absolutely crazy time. I'll see you guys later.